H, named ʻeɪtch, plural aitches, is the eighth letter in the ISO basic Latin alphabet. History: the Semitic letter, most likely represented the voiceless pharyngeal fricative. The form of the letter probably stood for a fence or posts. The Greek ʻeɪtʃ, in the Archaic period, still represented. In this context, the letter ʻeɪtʃ is also known as ʻeɪtʃ to underline this fact. Thus, in the old Italic alphabets, the letter ʻeɪtʃ of the Eubaulian alphabet was adopted with its original sound value. Etruscan and Latin had as a phoneme, but almost all Romance languages lost the sound. Euro-Romanian later re-borrowed the phoneme from its neighboring Slavic languages, and Spanish developed a secondary from, before losing it again. Various Spanish dialects have developed ʻeɪtʃ as allophone of or in most Spanish-speaking countries, and various dialects of Portuguese use it as an allophone of. ʻeɪtʃ is also used in many spelling systems in digraphs and trigraphs, such as ch, which represents in Spanish, Galician, Old Portuguese and English, in French and Modern Portuguese, in Italian, French and English, in German, Czech, Polish, Slovak, one native word of English and a few loan words into English, and in German. Name in English: in most dialects of English, the name for the letter is pronounced and spelled h or occasionally aitch. The pronunciation and the associated spelling h is often considered to be h-adding and hence non-standard. It is, however, a feature of Hiberno English and other varieties of English, such as those of Malaysia, Newfoundland, and Singapore. In Northern Ireland it is a shibboleth as Protestant schools teach h and Catholics h. In Australia, this has also been attributed to Catholic school teaching and is estimated to be in use by 60% of the population. The perceived name of the letter affects the choice of indefinite article before initialisms beginning with h, for example an h-bomb, or a h-bomb. The pronunciation may be a hypercorrection formed by analogy with the names of the other letters of the alphabet, most of which include the sound they represent. The non-standard h pronunciation of h has spread in England, being used by approximately 24% of English people born since 1982, and polls continue to show this pronunciation becoming more common among younger native speakers. Despite this increasing number, pronunciation without the sound is still considered to be standard, although the non-standard pronunciation is also attested as a legitimate variant. Authorities disagree about the history of the letter's name. The Oxford English Dictionary says the original name of the letter was ʻeɪtʃ in Latin. This became also known as in Vulgar Latin, passed into English via Old French, ʻeɪtʃ florin, and by Middle English was pronounced ʻeɪtʃ florin. The American Heritage Dictionary of the English language derives it from French hack from Latin haca or hic. Anatoly Liberman suggests a conflation of two obsolete orderings of the alphabet, one with h immediately followed by k and the other without any k, reciting the form as h, k, l, as h, a car l. When reinterpreted for the latter, h, l, would imply a pronunciation, h, a car for h, use in English. In English, h occurs as a single letter grapheme and in various digraphs, such as ch, or, gh, ph, rh, sh, th, wh. The letter is silent in a syllable rhyme, as in ohm, dahlia, cheetah, poo-pooed, as well as in certain other words such as hour, honest, herb and vehicle. Initial is often not pronounced in the weak form of some function words including had, has, have, he, her, him, his, and in some varieties of English it is often omitted in all words. It was formerly common for an rather than a to be used as the indefinite article before a word beginning within an unstressed syllable, as in hotel, but use of a is now more usual. Use in other languages: in the German language, the name of the letter is pronounced following a vowel, it often silently indicates that the vowel is long. In the word paragraph hen, only the first h represents. In 1901, a spelling reform eliminated the silent h in nearly all instances of th in native German words such as thun or the 1/4 r. It has been left unchanged in words derived from Greek, such as theatre and throne, which continue to be spelled with th even after the last German spelling reform. In Spanish and Portuguese, H is a silent letter with no pronunciation, as in hijo, ʻeɪtʃ and hungaro, ʻeɪtʃ ¾ u. The spelling reflects an earlier pronunciation of the sound. It is sometimes pronounced, with the value, h, in some regions of Andalusia, Extremadura, Canarias and the Americas in the beginning of some words as harina, harta, herida or haka. H also appears in the digraph ch, which represents in Spanish and hinterland northern Portugal, and in oral traditions that merged both sounds, for example in most of the Portuguese language and some Spanish-speaking places, prominently Chile, as well as nh and lh in Portuguese, whose spelling is inherited from Occitan. In French, the name of the letter is pronounced. The French orthography classifies words that begin with this letter in two ways, one of which can affect the pronunciation, even though it is a silent letter either way. The h mute, or mute h, is considered as though the letter were not there at all, so for example the singular definite article la or la, which is elided to l before a vowel, elides before an h mute followed by a vowel. For example, la plus ha copyright bergement becomes la copyright bergement. The other kind of h is called h aspire copyright, and does not allow elision or liaison. For example in la homard the article la remains unelided, and may be separated from the noun with a bit of a glottal stop. Most words that begin with an h mute come from Latin or from Greek through Latin, whereas most words beginning with an h aspire copyright come from Germanic or non-Indo-European languages. In some cases, an orthographic h was added to disambiguate the v and semi-vowel en pronunciations before the introduction of the distinction between the letters v and u, who a registered trademark. In Italian, h has no phonological value. Its most important uses are to differentiate the spellings of certain short words that are homophones, for example some present tense forms of the verb iver, in short interjections, and in the digraph ch and gh. Some languages, including Czech, Slovak, Hungarian, and Finnish, use h as a breathy voiced glottal fricative, often as an allophone of otherwise voiceless in a voiced environment. In Ukrainian and Belarusian, when written in the Latin alphabet, h is also commonly used for, normally written with the Cyrillic letter th cubed. In Irish, h is not considered an independent letter, except for a very few non-native words, however h placed after a consonant is known as a zar copyrightemia, and indicates lenition of that consonant. H began to replace the original form of a zar copyrightemia, a dot placed above the consonant, after the introduction of typewriters. In most dialects of Polish, both h and the digraph ch always represent. The Russian language has no sound and there is no letter to represent this sound in the Russian alphabet. In transliterations the letter x is used, as in th row th ¼ thn euro for Hampshire, although in some longer established names th cubed is for h, as in th micron th ½ n euro thn for Henry. Use in science, H is the symbol for the Henry, the SI-derived unit of inductance. The chemical symbol of hydrogen is H. The heaviside step function is usually denoted by H. The symbol of the Higgs boson is HO. The Planck constant is denoted by H. The H-index is used to measure the impact of scientists. As a phonetic symbol in the International Phonetic Alphabet, variations of the letter are used to represent two sounds. The lowercase form, h, represents the voiceless glottal fricative, and the small capital form, eo, represents the voiceless epiglottal fricative. A superscript, e degree is used to represent aspiration. Related letters and other similar characters, th1/2 a Cyrillic letter n. The similarity is purely graphic, since Cyrillic n is derived from Greek I1/2, a Greek letter eta. It is the source of another Cyrillic letter, thoo, a Cyrillic letter shha, a currency a beta Latin letter h with circumflex, a millisecond Latin letter h with stroke, ha Planck constant, a reduced Planck constant, e degree a marker for aspirated consonants, aaa, h with macron below, a beta currency, h with dot below, computing codes, one and all encodings based on ASCII, including the DOS, Windows, ISO 8859 and Macintosh families of encodings. Other representations. See also, American Sign Language Grammar, List of hieroglyphs _, references. External links, media related to _, at Wikimedia Commons, the dictionary definition of _, at Wiktionary, the dictionary definition of _, at Wiktionary.